Alright, it's Steve Van Doren.
Live, it is Saturday night. From Sundance Festival, we're here at Slam Dance, getting ready to show for the first time. No Room For Rockstars, man. We gotta have a great time up here. And it snowed about 2 feet last night, but the movie's great. It's about the band's Warped Tour. Gives you a little perspective from the band's point of view, what they go through every day, what happens, what Kevin Lyman began 17 and a half years ago. And you'll see a great story of 3 bands, and you think one band's going to be, the rock star. He ends up turning out to be a really great guy. And the guy that, I guess the rock star, he can't handle the 48 days of war tours. But it just shows all the hard work and perseverance that everybody goes through, from roadies to the bands to the athletes, everything. Nice. Room For Rockstars 2012.
Yeah!
It is very easy for someone to start shooting a documentary on rock and roll simply by going to a concert and turning on a camera and filming. It's very, very difficult to achieve the level of storytelling with the heart and soul that Paris Patton has done with this film, and we're really excited to have you here for the world premiere. So right now I'd like to bring up the producers of the film, Stacy Peralta and Aggie Orsi.
Sit back and get ready to go on tour. Enjoy.
People they call the headbangers, people they call the freaks, whatever name you have for them, we all belong here.
It's gonna be a long-ass drive.
No one sleeps and everyone drives.
It's every type of music you can think of.
It's a pretty eclectic tour. I've gone to Warped Tour growing up my whole life. This time we're actually on a stage the entire tour. We're stoked.
Cleveland, what the f is up?
I think they're at a make-or-break point.
It's been a platform for a few bands. The Deftones and Kid Rock and Eminem and Sublime and No Doubt. They weren't household names when they went on that tour.
I'm pumped.
This year, Never Shout Never.
All right.
It's interesting to see if they're going to become something.
I'm ready. Ready for anything.
All right, let's bring the peace and love to Warped Tour.
The funnest summers of my life have been spent on the Warped Tour.
One of my lifetime goals is to play Warped, even if it's just a day. We're going to every show selling CDs for $5 a pop. It's just enough to cover the gas. We either do this or we're stuck in that city. Do you guys think you could maybe help us out? If I had enough money, I would.
I have no money, dude.
Good at what you do, I'm just not into it.
This is not a tour for the weak at heart.
The Warped Tour is boot camp of touring.
We've seen people crack.
Damn!
It just destroys you.
I just want to go home. That does not look safe.
Once you almost lose your life, something about it just loses its appeal.
Terrible, dude.
The show must go on.
Make a way!
Ann Arbor, you're going to the main stage today.
Pretty stoked.
You guys are gonna kill it.
Everyone who plays Warped Tour dreams of playing the main stage one time.
I don't think there's any other tour out there that is gonna give the underdog a chance like the Warped Tour would.
Hey babe, I need $5.
Are they really that good?
Yeah, they're good. You want to listen?
Yeah.
As much as I'd like to say, at any point in this, I can just stop and get a job and then start living life for real, I know that I can't. We're all pretty much outcasts in our own way, but here, it's like we're all together.
Jet fuel is so expensive when I'm 19 and I know what I've been missing.
It's 15 years of brotherhood, and it's 15 years of people having a common goal. And if you don't want to be part of it, get off the tour and go be a rock star somewhere else, because there's really no room for rock stars on the Warped Tour. It's people.
One more. Joe Candelaria, Forever Came Calling. Where are you? Joe!
Thanks.
Okay, so questions. Who'd like to start? Anyone? No one wants to be the first. Please. Okay. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, my question is for Joe. What are you doing now?
That van's just parked outside. We're still pretty much doing that. We tour a lot. Fuck freezing up again. Yeah, we hang out in your basement if you let us. That's pretty much what we do.
Yeah.
I've been on the tour for 4 years, so maybe this is like a little biased, but what made you make the Warped Tour film as opposed to like any other festival or tour? Like what makes it really different for a film to you guys?
Well, that's a question for Doug Palladini, whose idea this was, and I think if you want to come answer this, Doug, or I can answer it, I think I have a pretty good idea.
Sorry. What was the question?
Why is the Warped Tour special? Why make a film about this tour in the first place? And it was Doug's idea, so I'd like him to tell you.
Anyone who's ever been to the Warped Tour can understand why it's worth telling the story about the Warped Tour. And all of us who work at Vans are so appreciative of everything that Kevin and his team do every year. Because they make this incredible connection between the bands and the kids. So we've all been to shows where you pay a lot of money for a ticket, you go to a seat that's far away from the stage, you see a show for an hour and a half, the house lights come up, and you go home. The Warped Tour is the opposite of that. The Warped Tour is where we're paying $35 for a day. You have 8 hours of music across multiple stages. You go in from this big thing that Van Doren blows up every day that has all the band lists. They don't, there's no headliner. The name, the title of the movie really stands for what the Warped Tour is about. But so there's this big blow up thing with all the list, and the kids are sitting there writing stuff on their hands or typing it into their phone to figure out what their plan is for the day. And they spend the whole day there, and they planning their summer around the Warped Tour stops. And that connection, I think, is so powerful. And anyone who's been to a tour, you guys know what that's all about. So that's why we made the film.
Yeah. Like I said, I think all the right reasons.